Jocky Wilson lifts the dart to eye level and lets fly with an accuracy that's taken the man who was an unemployed miner in Kirkcaldy 3 years ago straight to the bullseye of competitions.
I love it. It's great, and it's great when you get paid for something that you like doing.
But he does get into trouble too. Right now, he's on a suspended 2-year ban for letting off steam to officials. But you've got to like a man who's human enough to admit how he copes with all the pressure.
You just drink straight and say, what the? That'll do me.
Bristow strikes back, just like the Empire.
It was a golden age of darts.
In the 80s, suddenly, darts had celebrities.
Yes!
The plumber by day, darts superstar by night.
They are slightly portly superheroes.
You've been calling him as fat as a pig.
In fair enough, I'm fat and that, but I don't carry on like him.
Didn't speak to me for 6 months.
The tension on Jocky's face.
Darts became a kind of badge for the forgotten classes.
Just because we like a few pints, it's not the end of the world.
But some players just couldn't hack it.
Eric looked me in the eye and said, "You've seen nothing yet."
Mrs. Thatcher stepped out into Downing Street at 8:30 this morning, eager to discuss her plans for the years up to and including the year 2000.
There's no thought of slowing down, and it's just going to be very exciting in the next 10 years.
By the close of the 1980s, one individual had come to define the era.
Eric Bristow from Stoke Newington. Up he goes.
If you asked anybody who likes darts and who knows darts, they would all say that Eric was the greatest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1989 World Professional Darts Championship. Please welcome England's own Eric Bristow.
To me, he was one of the biggest sports person we had at the time. I mean, you just walk down the street and everybody stops him all the time. It was unbelievable.
Skeletons being rattled out there as they go for the biggest prize in world darts.
Eric Bristow was going for a record-breaking 6th world title. But standing in his way was a rambunctious Scot who'd shaken the darts establishment.
Please welcome the number 5 seed, Pride of Scotland, Jocky Wilson.
Describe Jocky Wilson.
He was not what you think he is.
I thought he was brilliant.
He's actually a nice guy.
He used to laugh, and his shoulders would go up and down.
But he had another side of Jocky that would, all of a sudden...
He could change like that.
Well, he does burn on a short fuse, this little fella.
Damn, I better fun than none of you, sir.
There's one with the drink and one without a drink, like a Jekyll and Hyde.
He said, please don't buy me a drink. It's the one thing that can beat me.
Jockeys used to say, I only practice when I'm pissed.
He's had fines, he had bans, he was never far away from being disciplined by the BDO.
Wilson refused the handshake, and that suddenly has soured the whole occasion.
Who is this Jocky Wilson?
Yeah, he gets it! He's done it again! They will be coupling in Kirkcaldy. There'll be a fiesta in Fife.
Jocky Wilson. For me, the most watchable darts player of all time. Spilling out every emotion, good or bad. I don't think he could have done anything else but wear his heart on his sleeve.
I've got to behave myself because I've had a hard upbringing, and so I've got to watch my language and whatnot, you know what I mean?
Hiya. Nice to see you. Well, I suppose everybody's got demons of some kind. His upbringing would... It had to be in the back of his mind. It was a hard upbringing Jocky had.
My early doors, I was brought up in a children's home for most of my early part of my life. My mother and father had separated, so really, it wasn't for being a bad boy or that, but that's life.
It must have been terrible for him. Being put in a home and not done anything wrong.
I think that must have moulded him, the determination and drive to get out. The great Sid Waddell, the commentator, once described Jocky as being sullen with determination.
As a young man, Jocky found work as a miner, and in 1968 he married his childhood sweetheart, Malvina.
Jocky was very, very good family man. He looked after his family, that was the most important thing.
Labour is deeply worried by the impact of Scottish unemployment.
Jobs, not money.
His family were struggling. Everybody struggled at that time, I suppose, you know. The wages were low.
Well, the reason I got into darts was down the local pub in the Lister Bar in Kirkcaldy, and they were short of players, so I just made up the numbers. I just took it from there.
I was his captain. He wasn't a brilliant player, but by God, he was dedicated. Then he took off. But the money, 9 times out of 10, Jocky would take the money home to Malvine. I was glad when he came to the fore because he deserved it and his family deserved it. The money was going to make such a difference to him.
They talk of ockies, checkouts, double tops, and another pint, please.
By 1982, Eric Bristow had elevated a pub game onto the national stage.
My name used to be Norman Leslie Pass. 3 years ago, I wanted to change my name to Eric Bristow because I think the world of the bloke.
And while Jocky was a regular part of the circuit,
Yeah! The lad from Kirkcaldy!
he was still an outsider to the darts elite.
Well, I found Jocky at first not very nice. Totally unpredictable.
Bit green.
Jocky was very erratic, whereas Eric and John were the two that were ever present.
Being a full-time professional darts player doesn't mean playing darts full-time. Lowe is a limited company. He has a sponsor. He sells personally endorsed products, but most of all, he sells his skill.
John Lowe and England have another world champion.
I'd say Jocky was hit and miss. He wasn't consistent. See, I don't believe in natural abilities. I believe that you have to work hard at whatever you do.
For me, John and Eric were the best two players in the 80s by quite a while.
He's cool, isn't he? He's cool, calm and collective. Doesn't worry, nothing rattles him.
John was more a Ray Reardon of snooker. He got on with a job and he was very tough to beat. Very tough.
Oh, like a silent assassin. He was to play as professional in my eyes.
All right, John, what else?
What's going on?
What's the praise?
Always very well, very smart. Never a crease in any shirt with John.
And there's this toothless, long-haired little vagabond invading from north of the border.
I think I could compete with John and Eric, and I think my luck's just done, and I've got a wee bit of time on my hands. I could only get better.
The prize money for today's final, £6,500 to the winner, the trophy and the title.
In the championships that year, at a packed and boozy Jollies, Jocky found himself in excellent form.
From Leighton Rees, will we see 10 from Jocky Wilson?
Hey, we have a double 16!
And for the first time, he sailed through the knockout rounds to reach the World Championship final.
He phoned me on the Thursday night and he said, "Get your backside down here, Jim. I'm going to win this." And me and my wife jumped on a train and away we went down. The next day it was the final against John.
And the massive crowd here at Jolly's Club, still full of anticipation of this great final.
I don't know about him, but I was absolutely a wreck. I mean, John could have beat anybody at that time.
I'd also beaten him a few times prior to that, and I thought, I've got him.
Only great. And to the cheers of the crowd, the main machine, John Lowe, moving along with passengers.
John was so hard to beat because he just never showed any emotion. You didn't know whether you were doing well against him or not.
Just behind him, that little mighty atom, the Kirkcaldy kid from Scotland.
Jocky, he wasn't made a poker player, but he gave all his secrets away in his face when he was playing.
Jocky Wilson!
Picture perfect.
Snap, crackle, pop, pop, fizz, fizz. We're known to give a show, plus handle our business. Stress, stress, we destroy. We're known to make noise, we original B-boys. In the flesh, created to the death, creates the ill scenes when we manifest. Yes, I feel the vibe too, cause it's the butter from the crew. Cause we original who? Wanna tussle, flex vocal muscle, while we kick the style that busts your blood vessels. With the rhythm, the 96 stylism. Pick up and fill 'em, kill 'em with your vocalism. Come on everybody, let's all get down. Cause I'm down by law and I know my way around.
Some people deny the power of extra flaming hot.
Oh! Is it hot?
No, spicy deniers.
Not hot at all.
But why deny? Embrace the heat. Don't be a denier. Own the fire. Try extra flaming hot, a new limited edition Walker's Extra Flaming Hot.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk on a winter's day. California dreaming on such a winter's day.
When it's the season finale, we just eat Five Guys.
Yes. Oh, don't you worry. I'll get it, girls.
Howie, am I
Oh, sorry. Am I in the way?
childish.
Sorry.
For nights in and everything else,
Did somebody say just eat?
Hi, Dad.
My daughter bought me this once. I fell off the ladder. She sat on the bed and we shared it.
I was only 8. Wanted to be your nurse.
She bought me one every birthday after that. Makes her mum laugh.
Why?
Because I always hated nuts. But don't tell her. Makes her so happy.
It does.
At Asda, the Big Jam price drop is here with seriously
low
prices across the store and online. Like Persil liquid just £3, Dolmio sauce just £1.50, and Cathedral City just £2.50. For these and thousands of
low
prices, get down to Asda now.
yep, fully charged.
The first player to reach 5 sets would win the championship. 3 legs would win a set.
And people say to me, if I had to copy someone, who would it be? And I invariably say, get a video of John Lowe and his pomp, and you won't go far wrong.
Game on, ladies and gentlemen, please. John Lowe to throw first.
Probably had the sweetest, purest delivery of a dart that I'd ever seen. It was unblinking. His concentration levels were second to none. a really, really good dart player.
Low ones, 99. Low goes 2-0 up.
I would never say to anyone, if you want to be a dart player, copy the style of Jocky Wilson, because there was no style.
Fifth and decidingly, Jocky Wilson throwing first. 80.
Everything was wrong. Everything he did with darts was wrong.
He didn't have a 3 darts style. He had 2 darts and then 1 extra, because he'd throw 2, then jump with the last one.
95.
Lost balance, snatched there.
It was unbelievable. You didn't realise how much he was doing it. I mean, it was virtually every throw. But that was panic setting in, of course.
Why do you think you had the snatch, the jerk?
Oh, well, it was... I think it was the fear of letting people down. You never seen John Lowe's jerking his arm, that's for sure.
Happy Englishman. That lad there with the beard practices low. And Lowe goes 1-0 up in the World Final.
John showed no emotion. That would have been so unnerving for a darts player like Jocky.
When things are going badly for you, that's when you notice that camera's in my face. The crowd are getting on my nerves.
Bad order in the crowd.
Jocky hadn't have a clue what was going to happen. Was he going to kick off on stage?
94.
Jocky not at all amused by it.
People like Bobby George, who was a really nice, kind-hearted man, he took Jocky under his wing in navigating this strange new world that he suddenly found himself in.
The night before, I said, calm down, just beat him.
And Bobby George's advice to Jocky how to play this was to work well back from Jocky, as if the physical presence of Lowe there was menacing.
He started to play really well. I mean, top class well.
Now, Bobby George also advised Jocky not to look at what Lowe was scoring, to try and forget about his opponent.
Game and second set to Jocky Wilson.
Fabuloso by Jocky.
John he wasn't panicking, but he was getting concerned.
Bobby advised Jocky just to get up there and throw the best things you can, son.
Game and third set to Jocky Wilson.
It's so stone-faced, but you actually seen it.
Could be 3-1 to Wilson. Double top. It's there. He's not messing about. Lee Jocky now goes 3-1 up in sets.
But John was far from beaten, and he began to fight back.
You don't give him too many chances, Lowe. Takes the fifth set.
If both players are playing really well, you're hoping that they collapse a little.
He knows he snatched there.
It's pressure, total pressure. Because inside, it's telling you, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do it.
Double top he wants.
Yes!
We're all square now with 3-3 in sets.
Neck and neck, 3-3. You so wanted Jocky to win.
You can do this with a 3. You certainly can to take the set. It's got it, double 18.
Yeah!
And superb game shot. It's little Jocky 4-3 up.
Finally pulling ahead, Jocky was only 3 legs away from taking the world title.
You'd expect the World Championship to produce a great jousting match, like Ivanhoe against the Normans.
Something changed that day. Jocky, he had more confidence as a player.
140.
His flair's certainly come out today.
And eventually I realised, hey, this guy is good.
Double 5, you had trouble with this earlier. Haha, not now. Oh, the sweat dripping.
When he played darts on TV, he was great to watch.
To nudge ahead.
140.
did he do that with a vengeance?
If you had to put your life on a double, I'd let Jocky do it for me because he was just unbelievable.
He wants double 10. 2-1 up goes Jocky in what could be the deciding set.
To me, he had more bottle than any dart player.
Treble 18. Not in. If John doesn't win this set, Jocky becomes world champion. Double 16 now. On the wire. To take the cup and the money. The tension showing on Jocky's face. He's trying to keep his cool and say, come on, lad, to himself. One dart could give him the world championship. Double 16.
Jocky Wilson.
Jocky wins! Lowe congratulates him.
I think he played better than me and deserved to be champion.
They'll be singing, they'll be howling, flinging, all of it's written for this lad. Didn't he do well? He kisses them board.
Never forget the feeling. Never, ever forget that.
And the tears on far off, the tears of pride.
It was brilliant, you know. That's with me till I die now. I was there.
It was really marvellous, especially for being the first Scotsman to win. It was even, you know, it's unbelievable. The reception I got was out of this world. God, I've never seen nothing like it in my life. And it got to me and I started to cry, you know. I didn't know I had so many fans, to be honest.
We're going now, let's start. Jocky Wilson, the newly crowned 1982 Embassy World Professional Darts Champion. Jocky, this has got to be the highlight of your career so far.
Well, Peter, I've won plenty of British titles. To win a world title, I'm over the moon. And I'd like to wish my wife, Malvina, and my kids, John, William and Anne-Marie, all the best. Your dad's world champion now.
Jocky, you certainly are. Thanks very much.
Thank you. It's all right, you know.
What's it?
He wouldn't go back to the hotel. He wouldn't have in the cab, said to Beryl Stewart, the driver, home.
We have the Scotland official #1, Jocky Wilson.
Jocky Wilson.
That gritty little Scotsman, Jocky Wilson.
Jocky became part of popular culture. On top of the Pops, Dexy's Midnight Runners, it had this photo of Jocky Wilson in the background.
I think Jocky is the best-known person in Scotland when he won the world title.
The first time we've seen Jocky in his full regalia, look at that. It's a bullseye. Now tell me, Jocky, is anything worn under that kilt?
Everything's in perfect working order.
There you are. Very nice.
Jocky wanted to represent Scotland. I think he felt himself as a figurehead for Scotland, if you like.
The Scottish fans adored him. There wasn't any other leading light anywhere near close to Jocky.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the big one.
If you were going to create a villain that the Scots are going to go against, I mean, Eric just fits the bill, doesn't he?
Representing England, Eric Bristow.
Bristow, the epitome of everything the Scots fans come to hate in an English sportsman. He's arrogant, he's brash, but my word, he's good.
Eric may as well have walked out as an English knight, a plume on his helmet.
And his opponent representing Scotland.
And we wait again
Please
for
welcome
the Royal Highland
Wilson.
Showground to raise on its feet. Could only mean the entry of one man. The pipes swirl and Jocky Wilson comes into the arena looking pained almost. I really think the emotion of the moment is getting to him. It has always been his dream to play in a World Cup final in his native land. He's had to really work hard to get to the final, and Wilson looks really almost in tears already. He's so desperate not to let down these fans.
Certainly walking out on stage for your country, there's no finer accolade in sport, I believe, than to be asked to play for your country.
Scotland to throw first. So, Wilson then with first darts.
But the fear of letting your country down brought about a whole new level of pressure.
Bristow will be anxious to establish this psychological stranglehold that he holds over his tough little Scottish rival.
Eric was the best dart player of the day. They were beaten before they started a lot of the time.
And it looks as though Eric Bristow has found his devastating peak at exactly the right moment. And this...
Eric once said to me, he said, if you win for England, it lifts you through the heavens. You feel wonderful.
And now Wilson fighting for his life, fighting for this title, fighting for thousands of Scottish fans.
He said, conversely, if you lose, you feel you've dropped through a pit into the abyss.
Scott's dreams beginning to evaporate.
Eric 32.
Here's Bristow, what can be going through his mind. The crowd will try to deter him, but Bristow will not be deterred. 13 darts to win the World Cup singles crown. Bristow wins it. England are champions for the third successive time. And Bristow is loving every moment.
Jocky was beside himself with despair. He'd lost, but Scotland lost. Oh dear, oh dear.
Just recharging my batteries.
First time, never I saw your face. I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon in
snap, crackle, pop, pop, fizz, fizz. We're known to give a show, plus handle our business. Stress, stress, we destroy. We're known to make noise, we original B-boys. In the flesh, created to the death, creates the ill scenes when we manifest. Yes, I feel the vibe. I feel the vibe too, cause it's the butter from the crew. Cause we original who? Wanna tussle, flex vocal muscle. While we kick the style that busts your blood vessels. With the rhythm, the 96 stylism. Pick up and fill them, kill 'em with your vocalism. Come on everybody, let's all get down. Cause I'm down by law and I know my way around.
When it's the season finale, we just eat Five Guys.
Yes. Oh, don't you worry. I'll get it, girls.
Howie, am I move?
Sorry. Am I in the way?
Childish.
Sorry.
Childish.
For nights in and everything else,
Did somebody say just eat?
Make curry magic for the whole family in 3 simple steps. New Patak's Curry Creations. Patak's makes perfect.
Just, you've said it too.
Just a bit uncomfortable.
Just a bit of tummy trouble. Just a bit of blood. That's new.
If you've had discomfort or diarrhea for 3 weeks or more, or seen blood in your pee, even just once, it could be a sign of cancer. It's probably nothing serious, but finding cancer early makes it more treatable. Contact your GP practice.
More beaches, more pools, more activities. Enjoy so much more for so much less at Haven.
Stop! Sure you want to lick the creamy yoghurt from every last inch of lid, but you can't. What will the kids think? Perhaps they'll draw pictures of me and show their parents.
Muller, love every bit.
At Asda, the Big Jam price drop is here with seriously
low
prices across the store and online. Like fish fingers, just £1.25, French fries, just £1.60, and baby wipes, just £5.75. For these and thousands of
low
prices, get down to Asda now.
This is my signature style.
Jocky had just lost a pretty serious game. In California, Sally and I had an apartment at Hermosa Beach looking out on the Pacific. It was beautiful. And Jocky came to visit. I started to think, I thought, Christ, there's a bottle of Glava that I bought at Heathrow. And came back up and found Jocky fast asleep in a deck chair by the pool, with an empty bottle of Glava next to him. And certain parts of his anatomy had attracted the full attention of the Californian sun. Oh, the poor little bugger. We had to take him to hospital to get some treatment, some creams and all that, which they did. And of course, a week later, we're in Las Vegas for the North American Open. To thunderous rounds of applause, Jocky walked in with legs akimbo. Poor little bugger. And he was in a lot of discomfort. But I thought, man, teach you a little sod drinking my Glava.
The trouble with Jocky was, we all know, and it was documented so many times, it was a top shelf. How many vodkas Jocky would have, would there be one too many? Then it'll just go snap.
Something wrong with you, isn't there? What do you mean? You've got to drink 11 pints of lager a day, I've heard.
That's only for starters.
One time, this guy had come up to Jocky and went, "You so-and-so, bleep, 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 bleep." The next minute, the guy was on the floor and Jocky turned around and said, "Who am I playing?" He said, "You've just knocked your opponent out, Jocky. You're suspended. You're out. You're disqualified."
Tommy, I'll play the winner, right?
Not likely.
He got banned for being a bit too boisterous. He had an argument with one of the officials. Jocky saw it his way and the official saw it his way, and they had a bit of a row.
Jocky, he had this sort of hair-trigger temperament, and a lot of it was down to the fact that he did drink a lot.
One time, he was sat at the bar like this, and he fell off his stool. Well, he bounced up like a coiled spring and tried to hit barman. "You've pushed me off the effing stool." And I said...
In the 1984 World Championship, Jocky had battled his way into the semi-final against Dave Whitcomb.
He wants double top. Pulls it. Rub the lamp. Came out. 46. Thank you. Point to Big Dave Whitcomb in the semi-final. Double 18. Yes! The double dip! Jocky slips on the deck, but rises to greet the victor.
Whilst Jocky continued to struggle, his rival Eric went on to win 3 consecutive World Championships, dominating the sport.
Champion for the 4th time.
Yes, it's there! The 1986 winner, Eric Bristow.
Showing his world dominance.
You said you don't like Jocky Wilson.
Yeah, that's an understatement, yeah.
But you've been quoted as calling him as fat as a pig, and you've been quoted as saying you're going to scratch his name off the World Championship trophy because you feel that he doesn't give the game a good image. What is it about him you don't like?
We don't really want to get onto that with TV, but let's just say he's not the gentleman of the game, is he?
Certainly there was a hell of a lot of the press that was bad against him.
He was kind of, in a way, bullied, denigrated. I can remember writing about, you know, had Jocky got his teeth in. I feel bad about that now.
The press did attack Jocky whenever they could. Of course, it filled a page for him.
A lot of sportsmen, that's like water off a duck's back for them, but I mean, Jocky used to take a lot to heart. Well, he was vulnerable for a start, very vulnerable, I thought anyway. I think he just wanted to be left alone.
Jocky became the embodiment of everything that was sleazy, working class, down market about darts.
Darts, for all its efforts, doesn't attract the yuppie viewers some television executives are now anxious to court.
The stock market will be a car park in 5 years' time. I'll have made a fortune, and that's what I want.
It's likely to become a victim of economic or cultural snobbery. Some of its network slots are under threat, even though they consistently pull between 4 and 8 million viewers.
Darts was stuck with the image of these men with D-shaped bellies, drinking a lot.
Game on.
So it's Fat Belly to go first. And it's a good start.
100 milligrams.
100 milligrams. That's a good start for Fat Belly.
It was becoming a kind of forgotten sport for the forgotten classes in Thatcher's Britain.
Should professional darts be removed from TV screens? And that is something that the BBC is actively considering at the moment. Shouldn't people be allowed to watch on television what they want to watch, or are they watching what Alan Yentob wants to watch?
It's a sort of slightly silly question. No television station...
It's the way a lot of people perhaps see it.
No television station is run by one person and one person's interests. We're not just making programmes for yuppies.
The British Darts Organisation takes presentation very seriously.
We're doing everything within our power to improve the image of darts in general. I mean, we've introduced the no smoking and no drinking on stage for televised matches.
Now, the big news today for darts fans is that cigarettes and drink are banned for competitors. Darts was born in the atmosphere of smoke and booze. Can it survive without it? No better man to ask than an ex-darts world champ, who always seems to me, anyway, at his best when inspired by the demon drink. Welcome, Jocky Wilson. Now, look, the fags and the booze are banned by the television. Now, it seems to me a foolish thing to do. What do you...
Well, not really, because the British Darts Organisation were trying to clean up the game.
But do you mind not being able to have a drink while you're playing?
Well, to be fair and honest to myself, I did, because that's the way we've been brought up to play darts, just have a few pints. So I would just wish they would leave us alone. Just because we like a few pints, it's not the end of the world. It's my life, Terry, and I'm entitled to do what I want to do.
Of course you are. You're one of the most popular people in the sport. What is it about you,
well,
with all modesty?
All modesty. I'm just a down-to-earth person. I get a little bit crack here and there for the press and whatever, but it doesn't worry me one bit. If they're talking about me, they're leaving somebody else alone, you know?
Joining the sporting aristocracy, darts champion Eric Bristow. Nicknamed the Crafty Cockney, he was awarded the MBE in the New Year's honours list.
Eric used to say, you can never win anything once. He says you have to win it more than once, otherwise people will just say it's luck you won it one time.
The first time Jocky Wilson won the World Championship was back in 1982.
In the years since then, many thought his career had taken a dive from which it might not recover.
I mean, Eric was the kingpin. He sort of oozed confidence. Jocky didn't. Jocky was he took everything really seriously.
Well, I think it's been terrible what Eric Bristow's been saying since he became the world champion again, and I think it's bloody ridiculous.
Remember that Jocky, in the early days, didn't have any money. Other players are turning up in their cars. They've got nice suitcases and half a dozen shirts and this, that and the other, whatever. Jocky's turned up with hardly anything, and he's got no money. Jocky, because of that insecurity, I don't believe, knew how good he was.
Good afternoon. I do hope you can hear me above the din here. The 1989 Embassy World Professional Darts Championship.
Honestly think Jocky didn't want to let people down. He done it for Scotland and Kirkcaldy in particular.
For the match.
So it would be the want to do it for Scotland that would be egging him on, so to speak.
Double top.
Despite having fallen down the rankings, Jocky made it through to the final for the first time in 7 years.
I think I've done it right this year. Not saying if I lose tomorrow, it's not the point, but it's going to be some game. But just remember, Jocky's not going to give up, and you better believe it.
But standing in Jocky's way was an old foe.
We require 60.
We're ready to stand the bananas in the air. It's 8-8.
To Eric Bristow.
Yes, vintage Bristow. Well, we saw vintage Wilson. We have the final. Bristow Wilson.
Picture perfect. First time, never I saw your face. I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon.
Mom's gonna love this.
Oh, darling, this is beautiful. When can I move in?
With kitchens from under £3,000, you can feel as proud as a peacock with Wickes.
Life moves too fast. Precious moments last longer at Centre Parks.
When it's the season finale, we just eat Five Guys.
Yes. Oh, don't you worry. I'll get it, girls.
Howie, am I
sorry. Am I in the way?
childish.
Sorry.
Childish.
For nights in and everything else.
Did somebody say just eat?
Gusto presents our biggest menu ever. Featuring speedy 10-minute meals, crowd-pleasing family classics and thrilling global cuisines. Prepare for fresh, quality ingredients and blockbuster flavor. Now with over 500 recipes to choose from every month. Critics are raving. Now cooking in a kitchen near you. Visit gusto.co.uk.
At Asda, the Big Jam price drop is here with seriously
low
prices across the store and online. Like Persil liquid just £3, Dolmio sauce just £1.50, and Cathedral City just £2.50. For these and thousands of
low
prices, get down to Asda now.
Yep, fully charged.
I think if you were going to script the 1980s in terms of darts, you would end the decade with a final between Eric Bristow and Jocky Wilson.
Yes, what a final in prospect. There's Jocky Wilson, the winner, back in 1982. And for the incredible Eric Bristow, this will be his 8th final in 10 years. Your referee, Freddie Williams.
I think they were antagonistic towards each other. They were the thorn in each other's side, for sure.
Skeletons being rattled out there. Practice darts now.
All you see of Eric is the Predator.
The Embassy Trophy. Eric's name's on it 5 times, Jocky's is on it once.
What you see of Jocky is, you know, it's just a mirror of everything that's going through his mind.
Jocky's sucking on a wine gum, but I doubt that Eric's going to be very sweet to him here.
First set, first leg.
The match would be the first to 6 sets. 3 legs would win a set.
Jockey, you might think, oh, well, you know, 2 or 3 legs, he's going to play like a bum.
Topsy ones.
Or he might explode right from dart 1 and blow you off the board before you know what's happened.
For the first set, double 10.
Yes, that's the first.
Well, as the Bristow fans hang their heads, Jocky takes first blood, 1 set to nearly leads.
Jocky comes out of the blocks like an overweight greyhound. I mean, I've never seen him so full of fire and energy.
He wants tops for 2 sets to 0. And he bangs it in! So Wilson goes 2 sets to love against Bristow.
Yes!
That's the third set.
Double top for another set.
That's the fourth set.
Yes, the flags, the banners are all waving for Wilson. Eric can't do a thing about it.
No, he was good enough to be a different jockey. When he got up there, he'd switched all that off and it was just Jocky Wilson wanting to beat Eric Bristow.
As he has been doing, walking away, just keeping his cool, moving to the hockey for 5-0 in sets.
Yes, that's the 5th set. Jocky Wilson.
Yes, it's break time. It's a shake of hands. Well done, Jockey. 5-0 up as they leave the stage.
The players now leave the stage for a short break.
It's hard to believe. Jocky Wilson is 5-0 up over Eric Bristow, the guy who has won the World Championship so many times.
Jocky Wilson and Eric Bristow.
Yes.
As they return to the hockey, Jocky was only 1 set away from becoming world champion.
The lead.
A show-shocked Eric Bristow.
First leg, Jocky to Roper. Game on.
First leg, 6th set, Wilson favourites.
30.
What separates all the top players, it's that they can raise their game and they can find those shots absolutely when they need them.
Eric, you require 20.
Well, has the break done him good? We'll see. Double 10. Against the darts, so at last something to cheer about for Eric Bristow.
Whenever you see a half-time, how things can change in the match. Something changed in that game, maybe just the rhythm that Jocky was in.
Treble 20, single 16, double top. Yes! He slips down, he pats Jocky on the head. At last, thank you, my lord, he said. He wins the set.
There's a kind of playful relief from Eric and Jocky smiling.
Double top. Yes! You better believe it, he said.
As the legs and sets go on, Jocky's not smiling.
Double top. Yes! Well, he's back. It's 5-3. They're enjoying it. And I'm going to hand you over now to Sid.
So Eric comes back, but it's first to 3 legs to win the set, meaning Jocky was still 3 legs away from being world champion.
Double 8. Double 12.
Jockey required 24.
1 leg on the title. Oh, he's snatched badly. Double 6. Absolute tension here. Wilson is within 1 leg of the world title.
Jocky wants 104 for the title. Now, maths is my thing, right?
Jockey required 104.
For the world title. Can do it with a 3. Brilliant, that's what he wanted.
You hit treble 18, which leaves 50 with 2 darts in your hand. You're going to go for a single and a double. So he goes for 14. And Sid Waddell shouts,
double 18.
We're looking at double 18. But he went for double top. Miscount.
I think he miscounted. He did. Oh, what drama. He miscounted, went for the wrong double.
Eric requires 16.
He could have won the world title there.
He miscounted. He was thinking about the shot. You don't think.
Double 8 for 5-4. Well, absolutely amazing. Jockey took the wrong double when he could have took the title. And now he leads 5-4.
He got right annoyed with himself because he let him in again.
You're playing darts on that stage with a big audience in front of TV. All your family and friends are watching it. How could you be in that position messing up?
He was 36 points away from being world champion. And suddenly, Jocky is now 3 legs away from being world champion.
That snatch getting very pronounced.
45.
Anyone in that position would be thinking, I've blown it. But I think this is where you actually see Jocky's quality, that quality of steel, that sullen determination.
Jockey required 20.
Double 10.
You don't create a sports personality by putting on a shirt and giving him a haircut. You learn their personality by watching them in adversity.
Double 1. And you've got to give it to these two.
The Victorians believed that sport was a way of building character.
Ooh, double 5. Showing the excitement and tension. Jockey is now 1 leg away from the title.
In the age of television, we know better. Sport reveals character.
He's got to get the bull, I think. And he's got it! Whoa! Sportsmanship! Even with all his tension, prestige, and cash at stake.
If Eric won the next leg, he would tie the game. If Jocky won, he'd take the title.
Absolute wonderful applause for 2 great stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5th leg. 100. 100.
We're lying again. Fletcher went in.
100. 140.
And the old snatch is working now. That spinning drive of the dart.
41. 97, 60.
You want stops for the title?
44 score.
Listen, in the 60, I think he's had it.
100. Jockey requires 20.
Hitting double 10 would cement Jockey's legacy.
Double 10 to take the title. Double 10. Yes! Jocky Wilson! Champion of the world in 1982! Does it! But what an amazing comeback by Bristow! He was 5 sets to love down. Unbelievable! What a match! What a brilliant darts match!
It's not often that you get moved by a victory in darts, but seeing Jocky, Jocky is a little bit teary. I'm a little bit teary.
Yeah, there he is, the wee man. I've never seen him play darts like that for years.
Jocky Wilson, who has overcome so much in his life. It is one of the greatest sporting pictures that I've ever witnessed.
It's the way I look at it. I mean, he come from obscurity, nothing, to reach world champion. I mean, that's a story in its own. I mean, that doesn't happen very often.
I was brought up in a children's home for most of my early part of my life. And if anybody's watching it there that's used to look after me, I've done well, haven't I?
Sometimes he's embarrassed me a little bit. You're useless. Get on that board and start practicing.
I can remember saying to Eric, what have you hatched?
I just said the immortal lines, all I can do in here is smell money.
The only way he's going to get where he wants to be is by killing his mentor.
An all-access pass to the Arrows from pre-tournament to the final at the World Champs. Game of Throws inside darts. Binge it all now on Sky Documentaries.